Yo, what's going on, my beautiful people? It's Creamslice, and you already know what time it is. Yeah, the game's only been out for a few hours, but I believe I have put together something special. I can feel it already. So, I'm not going to say that this is the best build in Destiny right now, because we don't know what the hell's going on, but I do know that this build I'm about to show you breaks barriers, and it allows us to run all three aspects on the warlock, and we are using one of my favorite exotics. And before you think that it is not the Crown of Tempest, I know everybody thought that this would be the perfect exotic for Arc 3.0 for warlocks, but I'm telling you right now, you are wrong. And just let's get into it, man. I'm so happy. Oh, I cannot wait for this. So firstly, let's go over the super, and we are using the Chaos Reach because it is so deadly right now. And when we look over here, we've got the ball of lightning, and we are using a pulse grenade, and I'll tell you why we're using that in a second. Make sure that your discipline is at 100, because this could be the game-changing decision that you make that takes this build through the roof. No cap, I'm being serious. So if we look at the aspects right now, we've got lightning surge. Basically, this is an amazing melee that when you slide, you turn into a ball of lightning. You end up in the middle of the crowds. You make these motherfuckers just turn into like lightning dust, electrocuting everywhere. Really cool animation for the warlock. And here we have electrostatic mind. So when you defeat targets with arc abilities, or defeated, jolted, or blinded targets, it creates ionic traces. Collecting ionic traces give you ability energy, and they also make you amplified. So if we have a look here at the side, amplified basically increases your movement speed, your weapon handling, and increases your sprint speed. And when I was telling you about the three aspects, Arc Soul, so this is the other aspect. So basically what it does is, it's just when you throw your rift down, you get the Arc Soul, and when you are amplified, your Arc Souls are supercharged. But let's just forget that. So if we look at the fragments really quick, what we've got down here, we've got Spark of Resistance. When you are surrounded by enemies, you get a damage resist. Spark of Beacons, while you are amplified, your arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. So basically, you do need to be using an arc special for this, and I will go over what we are using in a second, because this is what brings this build together. It adds an extra spice to it, and you know I like spice. The next fragment we have got is Spark of Shock. Your arc grenades jolt targets. You have is Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. So you don't have to use that. You could swap that out for maybe Spark of Recharge. So everything, when you are getting pounded in the face, everything just regenerates. So I'll leave that on there. But guys, I'm so excited to show you this right now. The Getaway Artist is exactly what we are using with this build. As you saw from the footage there, the super arc soul that you get is so deadly. As you can see, I weren't even running around with any ammo. I was just letting the arc soul do the business. It was creating ionic traces for us, and we're getting it back within seconds. Like, this is unheard of. We've got an arc soul grenade that lasts 20 seconds, and we are getting it back in about 5 seconds with the loadout that we have. And also, if you look down here, it's been adjusted. So every time you use your arc soul, when you're holding your grenade, you're becoming amplified, which is just regenerating all your abilities, because you're getting arc kills, which are making ionic trait. You know what I'm saying? It's just all over the place. And it's only right that we use Coldheart fusion rifle with this build. You can spec into it and use Font of Might, and you can get some ammo scavengers on there just in case you feel like you're going to run out. But I've kitted the build out, so we have worked it out where you don't run out of ammo with it. So basically, if you don't know what this weapon does, it's a sick arc trace rifle that when you get kills with it, also creates ionic traces. So when I'm telling you guys, we are just getting all of our abilities back in a flash. We have our Arc Soul creating ionic traces, we have Coldheart creating ionic traces, our Fragments are creating ionic traces. We're getting all of our abilities back with some of the mods that we're using. Like, honestly, this is not the best build, but I'm calling it right now. This is going to be, you're going to see this all over the place. Just like last season when I put the Starfire Protocol build up, no one was using it. They all used the sun bracers, and I told you then, and I'm telling you now, that I do think this build has a place this season. So if we look at the mods really quickly, we've got Harmonic Siphon. So when we're getting kills with Coldheart, we're making Orbs of Power, which will regen our abilities and all that good stuff. Elemental Armaments, so we can create Arc Elemental Wells with Coldheart. On there we've got Font of Might, so we get a nice bonus damage to Coldheart when we pick up an Arc Elemental Well. We've got Trace Rifle Reserves on there, double stacking it up so we don't run out of ammo. And we've got Elemental Charge, and we've got extra reserves. So when we are getting kills with a Coldheart, we're creating Elemental Wells that will play into extra reserves. So every other kill that we get with Coldheart, we will gain ammo from that. So like I said, like if there's another Arc special weapon that you want to throw in with this build, just do so. But the main backbone of this build is the Getaway Artist paired with the Fragments that just get all of our abilities back. Coldheart is a cherry on top. On the bond there we have Elemental Ordnance, so if you do want to throw a grenade, because we're going to have grenades coming out of our eyeballs, you can get an Elemental Well from that. So that's a build, guys. If you just started the new season, throw this build together, you will breeze through all the activities. I'm creamslice, see you in the next video.